Interesting split so far. Astralis sound interesting in the sense of it's looking better than it did last split. X7 is looking interesting in terms of
Yeah, that scream got me late. Yeah, I actually agree. It's kind of you know, a tale of two
teams.
Yeah.
As every game of League of Legends.
As every League of Legends game is. But, you know, there's a lot of juxtaposition to be had here, right? I feel like it's a little more positive for Astralis than maybe most were expecting. Whereas on the opposite side for X7, really struggling to consistently get the ball rolling, unfortunately. We've seen very strong games out of X7, but we've also seen many poor performances so far.
And I think something that Trouble was pointing out when she was on desk, and I think X7 have gone in a direction to fixing the problem, but in the direction I prefer. Because you were saying, look, MC, we know how good he is on some of these AP champions. The Rumble especially is a pocket pick of his. And that Tempt is playing AP, you kind of want to maybe see Tempt sacrifice himself a little bit in order to get MC on comfort. However, I would suggest that as one of the highest performing players that we saw in spring, and as someone who has struggled this split, like going on to the Viego once again, it's a very, very powerful pick, but it also allows for that damage portfolio. And if we're talking about sacrificing a player, then maybe MC is the one who needs to be a little bit more flexible.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at the names, right, it's kind of a hard decision to be had, but yeah, I suppose so. What's...
I just got with the producer in the air, but he was so loud.
Oh, okay.
Like, made me jump.
Because I saw you physically, like, jolt, and I was like, are you okay?
Our producer is so loud in my ear.
Fix it. It's on you. Fix it. Look, here you go.
Oh, how can you do that for
there
me?
you go. Now he's...
Thank you, Jamada.
Anyway, back to the game. Sorry,
sound.
breaking the fourth wall a little bit. I might have just...
But we'll find out.
Up a little bit more.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you say, I think definitely maybe sacrificing MC in that regard maybe is the angle. We'll see. It's definitely a tough call. It's big shoes to fill. We've spoken about it plenty of times.
Haru is a size 14.
You
can't prove me wrong.
I can't.
You don't know how big Haru's feet are.
I don't want to find out. Anyway.
If you're watching NLC, you might be watching from #NLC at home, and I hear that we've got a tweet. NLC at home from Villain O'Kennan. NLC game day, let's go Nuriki Esports. Well, good news for you is that Nuriki Esports have already won their game.
Yeah, I quite like your setup, friend.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about the vertical monitors.
I don't know about the webcam being at the top of the vertical. Actually, we're gonna have a fight though, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on this one as Attila has been caught out. MC diving forward though, looking towards Keeper. It's a 3v2. And it looks like Astralis Talon won't be able to catch anyone out today. However, they did manage to get the exhaust out of Attila.
Yeah, not so bad, but I mean, again, Kiba blows the flash. That's the more crucial summon spell. Does have Hex Flash, right? But it's more about, in most cases, starting fights, the Hex Flash. See how things continue on the bottom side and whether or not we'll get more jungle intervention. But bottom side, Skullcrab was secured by MC. Of course, also, don't forget, MC did flash.
He did,
as well.
Yes.
Seems like he will get the top side skull, and this is a really interesting lane that I would maybe like to talk about, because I feel like, again, Swain has been a fairly underutilized pick. Has actually been seeing more, you know, attention this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
But still, very, very tempered. Senna Swain. It's a very annoying lane to kill. Very boring, yes, actually, to probably lane against, especially as the Ezreal, right? Ezreal doesn't really have a lot of, you know, kill threat. One of Swain's biggest weaknesses is, you know, having a slightly weak early game. So when he's laning into the Ezreal, he's going to just do just fine. But not only that, he also has the center to kind of, you know, pick up in moments where, you know, maybe Swain lacks, keeping him alive in certain moments. But not only that, they also have setup between each other, don't forget. If Kasing lands the root...
Ooh, there we go. Going to be dragged back through. And just as you said, a lot of damage going down. But Kasing flashing forward aggressively. It might have been a mistake as Chrisberg is able to return the damage.
Yeah, I think Kasing just looking for lethal, right? Knows Chrisberg doesn't have cleanse. So if that chain CC can come in, no flash means that he would have stayed in place and maybe they can auto-attack him down. Wasn't quite the case. Can definitely admire the attempt, though, nonetheless. But you can see they have set up for each other. Crucially, if Senna also lands the route first, the pull...
everything hits.
Yeah, everything hits, right? The never move will come in.
The idea of having lockdown with someone like Ziggs that we saw a lot last season, because while his abilities might be a little bit easy to dodge if you're fully mobile, then it's not necessarily so easy. And Taxa is looking to get something going down on the bot side, of course.
No flash
as we heard, he's the one who wants to get stuff going. But as we also saw, Lee Sinclair, not necessarily great, but we're going to see Kasing maybe in a little bit of trouble. Attila's going to be forced to flash away. A little bit of damage coming on through. Attila will be able to get back on the tower. Nice blocking from Kasing as Kresberg actually goes low.
Here.
And you can see that MC is making a way downtown, looking towards Kresberg potentially, but Taxa is just going to be standing in front of him. Keeper doing exactly the same thing, so a little bit of poke, but nothing more as Kresberg will walk away.
Kresberg able to get away with his life on this exchange. Definitely a little bit closer than perhaps Astralis were hoping for. Taxa unfortunately only had target access onto the Swain, who had flash. If he found it onto Senna, Kasing, I think, would have died for first blood. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case. Tempt has had pretty stern control, firm control of mid lane priority for a majority of the early stages so far. Just definitely allowed MC to have a little more access towards the bottom side. But I have to say, Astralis is doing a really good job of keeping up a vision line inside of X7's jungle. Thank you, observers, for highlighting that. You can see MC is of no information that he has just walked over a whole bunch of wards. And you can see this is going to translate into Keeper opening up towards the river. Taxa knows he's here.
Trouble, you've got to imagine, but Kasing is moving down. Will he be able to survive as Taxa is only level 5, so no ultimate available, and he will be able to move down towards bot lane because both people had reset. But the Dragon will be potentially started up by either of these teams as both of them are hanging around the neighborhood, but it's just going to be Taxa skewing himself to Scuttle Crowd for the time being.
Good skewer, good takedown. I think, again, just comes from that vision line, which has now just dissipated. You can see the debris. But again, Astralis getting deep into the jungle. We'll see a control ward dropped here.
Very deep.
One of those very annoying control wards, which sometimes can last.
Back in the day, summoners,
go ahead.
You could play Old Warwick, start Machete,
and control ward.
And a control ward. You go out into the enemy's jungle, you place that ward.
Yep.
And then you have vision on the entire game. Because you were playing in silver. No one goes into that bush. But one thing that isn't silver is our community. And I hear that we've got another composition. I heard very loudly that we had another composition to bring you. So Jamada, Nymera.
Oh, well, Nymera might be silver. I don't know, guys.
Gub, Creox, Eminez, Attila, FGG.
I like this roster. It's not so bad.
No, it's horrible. Right, okay, no.
We'll talk about it in a second. Tempt
actually will be caught out. Wasn't able to shuffle away, but will be able to flash out from the charm and the damage coming through from Senkox. But no, Taxa, are you going to ruin this for me?
Flash.
Oh, no, he is going to ruin it for me.
He is.
Flash is forward, going to be able to get the Cyclone. Damage coming through from Senkox. I will do some work as the sun on the tower, as Senkox dives away. Taxa gets a double knock up onto MC, but he might be a little bit too tanky to actually go down as Tempt is going to assist with the damage.
Yeah, all right, everybody walks away with their lives. Flash blown by Taxa, flash blown by Tempt. I think the real winner could potentially be X7. They have priority in the top side. And they will be able to start this Rift Herald. But how long will they be able to stick to it? Because Kiba is in the river. Alongside Taxa, and it is the presence alone just going to be able to barely force MC away. Though, the Herald is, I mean, it's leashed on one patience bar. So yeah, we'll get a reset.
It looks like X7 are going to hang around. Kiba is still there, but we'll back away. It looks like they're going to start up the Rift Herald once again. Chasey moving his way down, and we'll be able to assist. Taxa hanging about. Doesn't have ultimate, remember, though, so he's not going to be a potent engage threat, and this should be the secure of the Rift Herald, which is going to be quite nice for X7 to secure for themselves.
Yeah, exactly, but I will say X7 picking up that Herald, not really having much of an active early game so far, you know, in terms of finding per se kills. They are probably really happy, because I think when you start to break down how these team comps are likely going to interact with one another, looking at team fights, I think a lot of Astralis composition just wants to dive in, plain and simple, right? Camille, Wukong, Norless. But the issue is they're diving into Azir, they're diving into Swain, and realistically, not only that, Kasing looks like, I'm hoping we'll start building, you know, AD items, you know, beyond, you know, the Spectral Glaive. I always forget what
Umbral Glaive.
Umbral Glaive, thank you very much. I don't build the
Analyst, by the way.
Yeah, thank you, Analyst, by the way. But, you know, Senna will start to come online. Huh?
We haven't played the Ornament game today.
No, thankfully, because Ornn didn't even get to a point where he could give out ornaments in the Veneer game. But, yeah, the issue that I'm going to start to see, I think, from Astralis is if they don't find, you know, an area of the map to snowball, which realistically in this game, that's Senkox, that's probably Carlson.
Yeah.
these members diving forward are probably going to struggle into all of the area of effect abilities that, you know, Tempt and Attila have between them on the Azir, on the Swain. And realistically, I'm not sure whether or not they'll be able to burst through the Swain if he gets fed enough. Because, you know, you're going to have the likes of the Senna, you know, healing and shielding you up just a little bit extra on top of that. To keep the members alive. And if they say, hey, let's swap targets, try and dive Kasing, well, then all of a sudden Attila and Tempt just have to play Peel for the Senna, who is fasting anyway. And then the carries are still getting damage off. So I feel like this is a bit of a lose-lose in terms of the scaling aspects for Astralis. So they're probably going to have to try and look towards the side lane. But again, the issue is they're not getting Carlson ahead. So this very passive early game, which hasn't even seen a dragon be taken yet, 11 minutes into the game, I think it's slowly just going to bite Astralis in the backside in 15 minutes' time.
Well, I'll have to say, something that has maybe didn't get enough attention as we would have potentially wanted to.
Yes.
It's really bad. Like,
Look, you led into that saying, you know, our community isn't exactly silver.
well, no, this is.
Case in point.
So,
All right, go on. What part of it do you want to take apart first? We have approximately 10 seconds before a fight kicks off.
okay, so
Quickly, Will.
Hub is just going to be split pushing. Emnes is going to be trying to get solo kills, but like, how when you've got that going on? I love Creox, so that's a good pickup. Attila not necessarily known for his laning dominance, and FGG not necessarily known for being in lane. I just think it's a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, you know what? I actually agree with a lot of your points. I think Attila and FGG as a lane pairing is maybe not the best idea. We're going to pull this down because...
Chell's going to be... That is my job, though, so...
I've stolen it. Look at the screen, Will.
I know that they're going to... But the Astralis have left. It's going to get the tower, but like... Wow, Nar got a tower.
Yeah, Nar's got a tower, but what was he just talking about? Astralis need Carlson to be, you know, accelerated in the side lane. What has just happened?
Calm down. What more do you want?
X7 just ended the laning phase with Chasey over 40 CS up.
Yes.
Very problematic for Astralis. I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't...
It's not great.
It's not looking positive right now, and I just feel like, again, the scaling is just going to start to kick in, so I need to see Astralis do something soon.
Well, I'm sending lots of members mid, so they may be looking to get onto Temp, but he's going to hang out under tower and just going to clear away these waves, and the rest of Astralis is going to have to move back. Remember, there's a dragon on the map, but at this stage, it's getting to the point where it's like...
You know, this is feeling a lot like Season 10 when Cloud Dragon really was Cloud
No one
Dragon.
cared.
Like, it really was Cloud Dragon, and no one would pick it up for 15, 20 minutes. Like,
Well, it's just a bit of a... We're going to have to spend 20 seconds killing this thing, and the enemy team might show up. That would be
X7.
a bit rubbish, but X7 are going to start it up. They
All right.
want to just clear this out, I imagine, just to see what's next, and in all honesty, it's a free dragon. It's not the best one in the world, but it is still useful. We're going to be able to see a mountain dragon for our second, so we're likely to get something a bit more aggressive when it comes to Soul, unless it's Ocean, in which case, that's fine. I'm not really that fussed about that one, but
yeah.
Astralis, as you said, the slow game doesn't necessarily suit them. They're not too far behind.
No.
But
What I will say as well, as a bit of a, you know, anti-point to my own point.
caveat, you might
Yeah, a
say.
caveat. Thank you. Your English lexicon is great, William.
Thank you.
Astralis have definitely been a team historically with this roster this year that has been more times than not pretty
The bottom
successful
half.
late game team fighters. What?
There you go.
But I will say, especially in spring, right, it seemed like it was either the one or the other. They were either exceptionally good early game or they were exceptionally poor in the late game. And it was a trade-off between the two. They were either poor in the early game, strong in the late game, and vice versa. Right now, again, with nothing really going on, yes, you know, the game is relatively even in terms of items, right? Yes, currently in the gold department, they are down over 1,000 gold. But right now, they are equal. They are at parity in items. Champion strength, maybe a different discussion to have. But right now, I still need to see something from the Astralis lineup, because X7 will sit here and just happily farm it out, happily get to item breakpoints, and then eventually just out-team fight, because I think their composition is significantly stronger.
And chasing to go in, managed to get the stun, a little bit of damage to Carlson. I don't think there's that much kill pressure from the Nart in this situation, but he is still going to throw a couple of rocks. But I want to say that Attila in this game, and someone that we've criticized a little bit for his lane phase alongside Kasing so far this season, has been exceptionally disciplined on this Swain. He's fallen a little bit further behind. Carlson actually going to look to get on to Chasey, who is in small boy form, trying to to dive away. Will be able to get away, looking for it, but flash from Carlson secures the first blood.
That was 500 gold going into Carlson's back pocket. And again, this is kind of what we need from Astralis, but more in a coordinated fashion. This was Chasey just getting a little bit, you know, over-eager to try and find something. And Carlson punishes in this particular instance. We'll see what Carlson can do with this gold that is funneled back into him. Of course, Chasey did have a lead on him. Thank you, observers, reading my mind. Still 1,000 gold down, though. He was 1.5k gold down, picks up a 500 gold kill, and he's still 1k down. He is not in the best of positions. And like you said, really disciplined from the bottom side, from Attila and Xing. And I feel like the lane itself kind of lends to that.
Yes.
I think particularly seeing the Ezreal, and I'm pretty sure he saw the Nautilus as well. Picking the Swain in that situation, he just kind of knows when he's got the center as the laning partner, there shouldn't really be any kill threat, you know, beyond effectively sort of level 4, 5. You really have to be overstepping, and Discipline comes into that. Flash was burned by Xing. I heard the noise. Seems like Kiba was looking for a dredge line, and Taxa was on his way, so just reads the situation. Even backs away from the tower, and they're losing the bottom side tower, so finally a little bit of proactivity, right?
Yes.
Astralis are now pushing their numbers down towards the bottom side, and the fog of war pressure, if we could maybe zoom out and toggle to X7 vision, it's pretty much just darkness for X7, so they're just respecting the map. So Astralis will pick up this tower in response, but the issue is, towards the top side of the map, what's going on? It's the Rift Herald. So, you know, again, it's cross-mapped by X7, and they'll have the opportunity to either give this to Chasey, they'll have the opportunity to maybe give this towards the mid lane, or realistically, off the back of a team fight, which could break out in 90 seconds time over this dragon, use it to potentially push either tempo advantage or just push a lead off the back of one team fight.
True. This is the question, though, because we're in a bit of a weird situation in terms of dragons. This is the second dragon coming up around where the third dragon usually occurs.
Yes.
Could we see a third dragon fight?
Oh, now, yeah.
Just because the champions are in that same kind of position that they'd usually be in. So is it a case of teams take that fight because of the dragon, or do they take the fight because it's where they're both feeling confident to do so?
If I'm Astralis, I'm in the mindset of we need to find the lead fast. Because, I feel like team fights,
Although Kiba's being found out, a lot of damage. He's going to flash away. MC's going to go over the wall as well, but needs to be careful because Taxa and Sengoku are in the wings. But he's going to be able to just move back away.
Yeah, I just feel like the fact that Astralis have such a short-range composition in practice, right? Because you know they do have Ari and Ezra, which they have some long-range abilities, but in practice they are probably going to function as a short-range team comp outside, you know, away from Ezreal.
Yes.
They kind of just have top to bottom X7 answers to all of these issues. They have anti-dive champs. We'll see how it works out.
Camille drives onto Xing, so much damage coming on through. He's going to be deleted as Axa looks to break up the fight. Will be able to knock up MC, calling the ultimatum as well. He falls as Chasey moves forward, trying to get large, trying to get mega. Will be able to do so, but will he be able to find anything off the back of it? Temp puts up the tower. The remnants of Shurima are here, but Astralis have already got 2 kills and they've already left.
Yeah, all right. I mean, Astralis just capitalize on X7, stepping a little bit too far forward there. They pick up 2 kills for themselves, and it looks like they're leaving at the dragon. So, again, I was about to say, but they beat me to the point. If I'm Astralis, I'm thinking I need to go right now, find a pick, like we just saw underneath that tier 1 tower, and then hopefully get the dragon themselves. This Hex, Soul, Gates on the map.
Yes.
We'll get a replay of this, and yeah, again, flash forward from Senkox, Carlson as well, hook shot onto Xing, and that's what I was talking about, right? Xing is a very vulnerable target, but imagine if X7 are actually in formation, right?
Yeah.
Azir and the Senna are on top of each other. All of a sudden, Camille just gets shuffled off the backline, and Senna probably lives. All of the anti-diving tools are there. They weren't all in uniform in this instance, and that's when Astralis have to strike. It's when they struck just now in that replay, and they have to continue to try and find these windows. Otherwise, I feel like this game is going to be very, very difficult, like I've been echoing for a little while now. But they have to lean on Carlson, who, I mean, we've been very critical of. I feel like rightfully so. Hasn't always been able to show up for a little while, but finds himself 201 on the Camille, 151 CS, working towards that second item in a game where I feel like he is going to be the keystone for success here for Astralis, in my opinion.
I think so. And I think the fact that he's got 2 out of 3 of their kills and the assist on the other one does show that where Astralis have been playing to that game plan that you've wanted to see, he's been involved in that in quite a big way, but it's a question of whether Astralis talent have been doing their game plan or doing what they need to do enough, and the charm landing here will be a part of that. Kazin caught out once again as Attila takes a little bit of poke, but shouldn't really go down. But Senka moving forward. Attila's forced the flash and ult. He felt like he needed that one to survive, and Astralis talent will be able to break through, looking towards MC now. As X7 does a lot of damage as Chris Berg secures the kill. X7.
Oh, the time? I feel like the health bars aren't high enough, and Astralis don't have the damage to do the Baron. But boy, that is that's an interesting one from X7. Kasing just not quite respecting the possibility of that play occurring, and then yeah, MC. Maybe the calls were just mixed on whether or not they really wanted to defend that tower. Gives up his life for free, just an additional kill on gold over to Astralis. And what's kind of sad is even though they have all of these kills,
yes,
they are still dead even. Actually, they're slightly behind in gold. And when you take a look at the inventories, you know, Chris Berg is approaching his Iron Spike, right? That crucial, you know, Triforce into Muramana Spike is on its way. Swain is going to be a little whiles away from 2 items. And that could maybe be a bit of a breaking point. If Carlson can also hit 2 items, then they try and fight on that. But the issue is Tempt actually has a Banshee's Veil, which I'm not sure how much I like that in this game. You're against an Ezreal, which can pop it quite easily. Interesting choice, but...
is it good to avoid the initial engage potential for someone like the Camille, potentially?
I don't even... Not particularly. I mean, it can be, yeah, it can definitely work. It stops from, you know, it stops Kiba from maybe... Wait, did Chasey steal that? Oh, no.
No, I was just like...
yeah, it stops, like, Kiba flash engaging maybe at best, but, like, I'm not sure how much value you'll get.
He goes unstoppable, but needs to be a little bit careful as fight breaks out. Attacker in the back line. Managing to slip away. No one goes down in that fight, but I feel like a couple of people probably should have.
Yeah, definitely Kiba and MC limping away from that. But key thing is, Astralis, Carlson was able to take down that topside tower. Chasey, ooh, nice side step. Yeah, like that. Picks up the tower for himself. Can I get a toggle on the gold? Because we have to talk about how close people might be to Iron Spikes. Carlson is nowhere near that second item, unfortunately. And that was the crucial thing I was looking at. Attila, I think, if he had teleport, could farm out this wave and then go back for Zhonya's, but unfortunately he doesn't. So we'll see whether or not he'll have the time after this wave to do so, because he does have a Fiendish Codex, so I expect he will want to reset.
With that teleport? Is that Dragon?
Yes. So I'm expecting him to go back, pick up a Zhonya's. So let's swap back over to the items and try and get a track of where everyone sits moving into this Dragon fight, because, again, this is maybe the one break point where I feel like Astralis can fight on very wild, consider even terms. Because beyond this, I think it's going to be a little bit difficult, pending X7 don't grief their positioning, which they've been doing a little bit. And Astralis have been doing a great job of capitalizing. So let's see how things go. 20 seconds away from this Dragon. It's Astralis with control in the river.
There's the Zhonya's.
There's the Zhonya's. 2 items as well for Senkarx. Has his own Zhonya's too, so can dodge out on a couple of key spells potentially. Let's see how this goes. It's X7 that have to check in. But they do have frontliners, so let's see.
They're hanging around in mid lane, though. They just want to keep control over this area. The Ezreal will be thrown down from Chris Berg just to thin out health bars a slight tad, but won't be able to do too much. As Chasey trying to get towards that large Gnar situation. And MC throwing forward, just threatening as they're actually looking to get some damage down on the mid lane tower. We'll be able to get it to about half health, just under, maybe a third there.
All right, I think X7 are going to have to give this one up, though. I think Astralis have too much control of the river, and quite frankly, it seems like X7 are not willing
contest, which might actually be smart for them, because again, you've been saying all along, it's Astralis that needs to be the ones putting the pedal to the metal, and while their kills are looking good, the gold is still dead even.
Yeah, and this is the ramification of that Dragon not being taken super early.
Yes.
Because now we are at a point in the game, very rarely do we see this, where we only have 3 Dragons taken at almost 25 minutes. So no soul, the earliest soul will be effectively at like 35, if we're going to be realistic. Team fights have to occur, things like that. So we'll see how long it takes for the potential soul to spawn up. But for now, Astralis, you know, the game is dead even, right? Let's not take away from it. Obviously, I will hound on things like game state and how I feel things look.
Icky picky.
Icky picky, yes. Picky picky.
But you know what? You've got agreement with our analysts back in the analyst room. The momentum meter is showing that the game is dead even in their view as well.
Yeah, because all it does take is one successful fight for Astralis right now, and they can take a lead. Let's not
Of course.
Let's not mince our words.
But at the same time, if X7 take a team fight...
I think it's far more impressive if they win a team fight.
You think so?
Yeah. Because again, if the answers... Oh, Chris Berg shifting forward there. If the answers for X7 are significantly stronger than Astralis, then if X7 start to gain a lead, realistically, in theory, it should be harder for Astralis to come back into it. And again, like we spoke about, a lot of how we're expecting the composition in a team fight setting to work, which we haven't seen too much of. This has been a very slow game. Diving team fights from Carlson, from Taxa, even from Kiba. But again, all of these anti-diving tools, the Swain AoE, Azir existing as a champion, even Senna to a degree, right? Even though she is a very easy target in theory to take down, having the likes of the Azir and the Swain near her or around her to ensure that she doesn't just kind of get one shot freely are the kind of things that will make team fighting for Astralis very difficult. So it's about that high-value target selection.
Hold up, MC is behind enemy lines right now.
Well, he's not exactly behind anyone geographically.
Yeah, but he was aggressively placed, and I don't know if he wants to be there when Kiba is sniffing around guarding his jungle, but X7 just, again, they're not really... Oh, I don't know, Tempt actually might be in trouble here. Taxa could look to dive forward, breaking that Banshees and getting the knock-up. You've got to support MC, Kasing coming up River, maybe looking towards Taxa. That could have been a huge bait as the snare will land, rooting up Wukong as Taxa tries to flail away, will be able to do so. MC's actually burning kind of low. The Ezreal ultimate goes wide this time around, but Kiba will be coming up alongside Chris Berg, looking to catch on, won't be able to do so. Attila is now here. Can he land the claw? Can Tempt find anything? No, he can't this time around. As Kiba gonna put up the depth charge, knocked up two. That's a deep damage on the Tempt. The damage coming through though as Tempt goes first, get on the fight in the turnaround. X7 will stand strong for now. Carlson decides not to dive in as Attila pops his ultimate just to dissuade any re-engagement. Senguk still looking for one, however, won't be able to land the poke required to make this one work. X7 on the board, but they're forced to back away.
They're forced to back away. They pick up their kill onto Kiba. Unfortunately, just dives a little bit too far forward.
Taxa? Yeah, don't do that, buddy.
Very close, but Astralis left a kill down. X7 will happily, at the very least, reap the benefits of that team fight. But again, the ramifications of that on the game, yeah, just kind of minimal. So here we are with a replay of a fight which realistically could have broke out a lot heavier than it did.
Yes.
We'll say that. Taxa goes in, breaks the Banshee's Veil. Not really sure how much follow-up he could have had realistically.
I mean, Zagux was around, but that was about it, really.
It's just too far, I think. And MC does dive in with the Heartbreaker, with the flash as well, in an attempt to take down Taxa. Doesn't find it, and then Kiba and Chris Berg come up here, have to flash away, shift away as well from the potential of that shuffle. Tempt does get locked down, but again, it's just Kiba who gets locked up by Chasey.
Very, very nice to prevent a lot of damage coming down from Chris Berg, because if the first kill of the fight in that one went over to Astralis, I think it's going to look very, very different in terms of how much was gained. But as it stands, the answer to the question was,
Yeah. And again, I will continue to say, I feel like the game state is not particularly the best for Astralis, but as things go on, we will start to see, you know, much like League of Legends is, an execution-based game where it can just take a team fight. For now, I feel like X7 do have more cards in their hand to work with. But if Astralis can find the winning hand, that's all it really takes.
You only need 2 cards for blackjack, baby.
Exactly. As X7, they're going to take this mid lane tier 1. They're going to have access to the river first. But take a look at Carlson on the minimap, actually. I think he's unseen. He might.
Because he is all alone. He's going to be able to get back towards his team, though. And Kasing has been the one that's been the priority target, the victim of a lot of these plays. You can see by his scoreline has died twice. MC also doing the same, but is a little bit tanky, a little bit hard to catch out, especially now when he's got his ultimate available. On the top side, Senkux is just split pushing.
Take a look at the minimap. I mean, so Astralis, in this instance, just saying, okay, 2 dragons, we don't really care. So we're going to take the dragons instead. With Tower will die. Did he get the... He did get the local gold, right? I think so, yes.
I
hope
just
so.
About.
Otherwise, that's a lot of gold to miss out on, sadly. But I'm pretty sure he hit it anyway, so...
He did, yeah.
Well, he did hit it, so...
He should have gone gold. If he wasn't hitting it, he's doing something very wrong. But our camera wasn't there. We've got to assume that Senkux was doing his job properly. In farm, though, interestingly, something I've just noticed, Tempt has been doing the last hitting.
Yeah, he's doing a... What was it? Who was it back in the day? It was Froggen and Who. Mostly Froggen, to be fair. You just take the chicken camps and the wolves.
Oh, I do remember Froggen just like, turning and just Anivia ulting the chickens and his jungle just being like, okay, that's cool. No, yeah, no worries.
His jungle would be like, a crumb of jungle camp, please.
Please, sir. Just one chicken. No.
But,
MC needs to be careful.
Yeah.
The positioning from X7 has been, to put it generously,
on occasion,
a
suspect.
bit sus.
Yes, on occasion suspect. I'm glad that we went the same way with that. I mean, again, it's about the windows for Astralis. If they can find them when they're open,
yes,
they have to take them. And if they don't, this game is going to be difficult. It has been slow. We've had 6 kills in 30 minutes. That feels... This is LCK levels of slow, actually. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I don't like it.
Because the worst part about this is that we are going to end up... I'm just going to call it right now.
Okay.
Okay, wait.
That's fine. MC was just thinking about it, but he heard you wanted to. He heard you had something to say.
He heard I had something to say. I feel like we're going to see a team fight in approximately 5 to 8 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe even 3 to 5, I'll say.
So 34 to 37.
Yeah. And the team who wins is going to get Baron, and then the team that gets Baron is potentially just going to end off the back of it. I feel like we're just going to see a really, like, you know, a Mayweather type victory.
Game ends at like 38, 39.
Yeah, just
okay.
It's either that or we're here for the next 30 minutes. And I don't know how I feel about that, Will.
I hope not.
I kind of hope not as well, but I don't know, frankly. See, this is the thing. We actually came with talking points, but the game has been so slow, we have unfortunately exhausted them.
Oh, it's a new one!
Totally unplanned. We were probably going to flame Nymera, but...
Oh, no, we definitely were going to flame Nymera, but Akamask, been caught in the crossfire, I'm sorry. Kryze, Linker, Senkux, Venza, Kiba.
You know what? I mean, hold on. Wait. Senkux and Kiba are in the same...
You're bottom. You're bottom with...
oh, boy. Yeah, that's a failure.
Singularity official account.
Akamask, a.k.a. Mask, that's a failure right there. That's unfortunate as a...
Oh, they're going to kick off that fight, MC.
They're just going to walk away from each other.
Someone giggling to yourself on the side. I'm going to have some water. Oh! No, I'm going to have some water if you want to just like cover.
Yeah, I'll cover you, sure.
Mike, that's cool.
X7. Senkux could have actually caught somebody out there, but wasn't able to find the mark because looking towards Senkux, but again, that Visions of Empire is just not going to land. Senkux will walk away very happily towards no. X7 aboard. X7 aboard. They're bored. They're bored. It's the only answer.
MC, you are half.
Oh, wait, Crispo based as well, actually.
Oh, the ultimate coming through from Ezreal is going to hit everyone but MC as he's able to dive away from this one. But Carlson's on the back, and this is
a throw, surely.
This is crazy. The ultimates come through. The layering. What's going on? It's a disaster from the team, but Attila on the side. It's burning through. I don't think he stands. MC, he's dead! He's dead! Okay. You were like 30 seconds too slow on that one, but they got the Baron, they got the team fight. Now do they get the end?
You can't make this up. The only explanation is X7 were just bored. I don't know what else to say. They just thought, all right, I'm just going to damage check the Baron, but they commit too hard. And Tax is able to get in over the wall. Carlson has a flank angle, and it's just carnage in the pit. They blow up Kasing immediately, and as soon as he's gone, there is no more sustain. But everybody is being shredded by the Baron. MC has to exit the back of the pit. The Nar's great, but guess what? Everyone else is dead. Oh, man, I don't know what to say about this one. Normally, I feel like I would be a lot more harsh, a little more critical, but I just... I just...
Okay. Okay.
I don't know what to say.
For those of you wondering, there is more League of Legends to happen after this. We've got Dusty Singularity to close out the day, so stay tuned with us. And it looks like base has been cracked open. Astralis Talent looking to step forward. MC also looking to step forward, but I mean, 4,500 gold to the good for Astralis talent now. That's a good position to be in. And they've broken open the base.
Yeah.
How do they mess it up? I've seen this before.
I think they change target and they don't dive kissing anymore. I think that's how they mess it up. I think they try and dive tempt, right?
Okay. And he's just going to shuffle them.
And he's just going to shuffle them, or like Chasey is just going to like find a 4-man Mega Gnarl. Just randomly. Okay, I need a second to breathe.
Okay, well, we're going to have a team fight anyway. Oh,
okay.
no, we're not. They missed everything. So it's just going to be the inhibitor taken down, but that's the base broken open, which is pretty nice to see. And X7 needs to be careful. MC scrapping forward. I don't know about this one, MC, honestly. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. He doesn't manage to get away, which is quite nice. And Astralis is going to be able to back off and go towards this dragon, setting themselves up for Soul Point, ladies and gentlemen, at the ripe old 41-minute mark. And that's if X7 don't get the dragon.
In Season 11, 41 minutes would be the second Elder Spawn, probably.
Like 2 weeks ago, this game would be done.
Yep. Yeah, it would.
12.10, everybody.
Whew. It is.
Actually, no, let's not blame 12.10. Let's blame Astralis talent.
No, let's blame 12.10. I feel like that is a pretty solid scapegoat here. Will. I really do think it is. I feel like it has slowed down the meta a lot. Teams up.
Oh, Chasey might be caught out, gets the Gnar, but doesn't get the stun. Crucially, in Astralis talent to the one's collapsing. That's a teleport committed, though. And the Gnar's just going to wander away.
Okay.
No one can see you.
No one can see me, but I am
like
I don't know what else to say. Senkox blows his teleport, and the rest of X7 are able to escape. This is a game, Will. And you know, I don't know if I can handle a Singularity game after this.
It's dusty as well.
Let's see what Astralis can do. Because right now, if there's anything we can, right. Narrative time.
Okay.
If there's one thing we can say about Astralis, we have been wanting a consistent game.
We have.
I think this falls under those parameters, in all fairness.
If they win.
If they win.
If they lose.
If they lose, then the story continues. And they continue to be shaky, and X7 are the comeback kings of, well, actually, realistically, they're not of today.
Do you know what? I'm just going to come out and say it. No one deserves to win this game.
I don't know about that yet.
No, I do. I do.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about, William?
If you could be...
Okay.
Okay, no, okay. So,
I know it's bad when we're doing the if you could be...
$1 million.
Oh my god, on Div 1.
But...
All right.
All of your clothing starts the day very slightly wet.
That's annoying.
It is. It's like damp. Like you've been
so
on a beach
I wake up and it's like, oh no.
It's not salty, but it's like it's slightly damp. Just all of your clothing.
$1 million?
$1 million.
For the rest of my life?
Yeah, for the rest of your life.
Oh, that's gonna be annoying when I'm old.
You could go back. You could go buy clothes, and the new clothes will be dry. Anything that you own at the start of the day is moist.
Okay, I think I'm sleeping with no clothes. I think that's the first strategy and workaround.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I don't know. How long do they stay damp?
Well, it's
I need some parameters.
So, I mean, it depends. If you like...
Ooh.
There's an Astralis.
Do you know it's bad when our observers are following Astralis? From start to finish.
It depends how the clothing's laid out. Because if it's all folded in your wardrobe, that's going to be bad, right? That's going to take a while. But if it's hung up, like, you can, like, hair dryer it pretty quickly.
Okay. That's electricity bills, man.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Electricity is expensive these days.
Like, you got $1 million.
Oh, I do have $1 million. That's a great point. You know, I'll take that. Yeah, I think that's cool.
Okay, $1 million, but you can never wear the same pair of socks twice.
Nah.
There is the sandal tech.
Nah, I like socks. No, and feet stink if you don't put socks on and you put shoes on.
No, but you just wear sandals.
Nah, Oh, okay. Hey, look at this. This is something of import.
Yeah, they're going to be able to do it up the Baron. It looks like X7 is not going to be in a position to contest this one.
No, this is Astralis'. This is Astralis' through and through. The question is, what will X7 do about it on the follow-up? the answer is nothing. So, okay. What's the question again?
So $1 million, but you can never wear the same pair of socks twice.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I could do that. Like, $1 million is a lot of money, but I don't think I could, yeah, same pair of socks.
Now, there's like a thing where I remember hearing this on like an old podcast long ago, and I 100%, this resonates with me. I want to get to the point where I'm rich enough that I can buy fresh socks and just wear fresh socks every day. Because that's like, fresh socks are good. Like, you put those socks on for the first time.
Those, yeah, you know what? Those first time
Imagine
socks.
you're rich enough, you could do that every day of your life. You just have that feeling.
You know what? I like that. That you know what? Yeah. Screw it, I'll take that.
I talked you into it.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Yeah, you've talked me into that. I like the idea of that. Now,
It could be Dragon Soul.
Dragon Soul is on the table, on the horizon for Astralis here, and they have the Baron buff, and they also have priority around the entirety of the
I haven't really been looking at my screen, and not much has actually happened.
Yeah, I wonder why.
If Astralis take this Dragon, they've got Baron, they've got Dragon Soul, you've got to imagine that has to be it.
Yes, if they win this team fight, they will end the game.
Why does the X7 win this team fight?
We're here for another 10 minutes, Will, and I don't know if my mental can sustain.
Okay,
Attila.
well, Attila's going for a flankenzy. Won't be able to find anything, though. As Kiba's going over the side as well, though. This could be dangerous as he dives away, but Chasey's in the middle of the fight, not gone large yet, but does have half the bar filled up. Dragon's going to be joining on the side of X7 as well. As Kiba goes forward, manages to find Sing. That's a huge knock-up coming through, and layer upon layer is utilized. They're going to be able to hold out a second longer with Attila. Chasey's still there as well, but a lot of damage dealers are already dead. Teleport coming through. It looks like Astralis talent want this one done just as much as we do. Carlson breaks into the base. Baron is secured. The ace is secured. And Astralis talent, they win the marathon and they'll take down X7 Esports.
Are you ready for the narrative, Will? It was slow, it was calculated, and it was not quite concise.
You Kings, he was only 17, everybody, as Astralis talent will win the matchup.
Just let the music play.
Okay.
Just let the music.